Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and start with our bolster or our blanket. Just prop ourselves up. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Great this day. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start with our feet together. So sometimes that means we want extra props. So you can really stack the props here. If you can, if you need to, if you want to. But ideally, we want to bring those two pelvic bones, those bones in the front, up above our knees. And so for many of us, our knees are going to be above those bones. So the way to do that is prop ourselves up higher if we can. And that's going to start opening up the pelvis, releasing the pelvis. Okay, good work. All right, let's bring some spaciousness into the spine today. So go ahead and inhale from the base of your pelvis, between the sit bones, and then inhale all the way up, reach your arms up, grab some extension, grab some length, create some, some toning in through the spine and through the organs. And those arms are actually reaching behind our ears as much as possible. So we're reaching those arms back. Yeah, beautiful. To help get that heart open. And then go ahead and lift from inside your chest, upwards and forwards, lifting that heart open, lifting that sternum up to the chin, reaching, lengthening, and bring that breath through your whole body. Inhale from the base of the pelvis. Inhale through your side waist, through your organs, through your spine, through your tissues, through the neck, through the top of the head. And exhale. Beautiful. Still working those arms nice and strong. Working those arms behind the ears as much as possible. And draw those front ribs to the back of the room. Exhale, arms forward. And now we just want to open up the back, the shoulder wingspan. So your scapulas, the edge of your scapulas, your shoulders are reaching towards your fingertips. Reach. Yeah. Lengthen. Finding those fingertips. Go ahead and wiggle all 10 fingers. Gratitude for all of our fingers, all of our hands. And deep inhalation, especially if you're starting to get some burning, some toning, yeah, and through the shoulders and through the back. Nice deep inhalation to the top of your breath. And pause. And exhale. Go ahead and roll your top shoulders down your back. Roll those trapezius down the back so the front chest is lifting up towards the ceiling and the top shoulders are rolling down towards the floor. Smooth breathing. We're toning here on purpose to really get into those shoulders and really get into the nervous system here today, this morning. Want to strengthen that nervous system, especially since it's been a big week, big couple weeks. Lift that armpit, chest, roll those shoulders down and back. Bring the belly back, the ribs back. Beautiful. Exhale that right elbow on top of the left elbow. Yes. Crossing at the wrists if you can. Beautiful work. And reach those elbows away from your face. And again, we're restoring some elasticity in the spine, the thoracic spine, and the shoulders. So really getting in underneath those shoulder blades. Bring your breath there. Push those elbows away from your face. Really get that opening in the scapulas. One more deep breath. Inhale to the top of your breath and pause. And exhale. Good morning, Phyllis. Welcome. Hi. And exhale, switch the crossings of your elbows. I know we're feeling this. Exhale, nice, that was a good move. Exhale and release those elbows away from the face. Anywhere that is warm, you're feeling tension, you're feeling aching, grueling, you're feeling stretching. Go ahead and just breathe into those areas. Deep breath. And breathe from the base of the pelvis to the top of the spine, the top of the head. Smooth rhythmic breathing. Okay, we're going to work on toning and supporting the nervous system today. So smooth out those breaths and deepen and lengthen those breaths. And exhale, you made it, we made it. That was a push for me too. Okay, so let's keep lengthening through the spine. The spine is also a direct reflection of our nervous system. So let's keep rolling on the top front edge of our sit bones. And so just notice your sit bones, the two bones that we sit on. See if you can feel the right bone, the left bone. See if you can get some equal pressure on your seat. And the more we can roll to the front edge of those sit bones, the more that we're going to strengthen and lengthen the spine. And that spine is actually that direct connection to our true selves, to life, to our intuition, to our connection. And go ahead and spread wide across the heart, across the chest. So collarbones are reaching to the outer edges of the room. And our palms can be facing up. So go ahead and broaden your palms, open your palms, bring that blood flow and circulation. Really extend in through your hands and through your fingers. Like there's more life to live here. More possibility right here. And the bottoms of your feet are coming together, pressing together, which is going to bring toning into our hips, into our pelvis. And so there's a certain amount of tension that's actually happening right now. So with the pressure of our feet, creating toning in our pelvis, and actually the lengthening of our spine is also creating a certain amount of tension. So that's our lengthening, that's our strengthening. So keep that pressure of the feet, keep that toning in the hips, strengthening the glutes, strengthening the muscles around the sacrum. And then just lift taller than you thought you could. Get 2 inches taller. Yeah. Reach to the top center of the head. And then I also want us to grow lifting from the sternum. So your center sternum is lifting upwards and forwards. See if you can get a 2-inch lift there as well. And And again, you will feel that internal tension, which is the strengthening of the spine and the core coming into activation. So the more heart lift we get, the more core activation we get. And the deeper connection we start to get. Good. Beautiful. Top shoulders are rolling down the back. Hips are toning, yet belly is actually softening. So the internal core, the internal spine is lengthening, strengthening, but the organs, the tissues, the belly is actually softening. Good. And it's amazing, actually, the stronger our core is, the stronger that center line is, that internal strength, the more soft our organs can be, which is what we want. Strong and flexible. Take the wingspan wide, reaching your fingertips. Reach through that middle finger, palms can be facing forward. Good. Inhale. So we're still working behind the heart, opening up the heart, opening up that thoracic spine, softening the face, softening the throat. And in your mind's eye, in your imagination, imagine the southern tips of your scapulas. So those southern wings, draw that towards the front of the room. Good. So the southern tip of the scapulas of the bone is drawing towards the front of the room. And then at the same time, our front ribs are drawing to the back of the room. And those are those equal opposing actions that feel nearly impossible when you do them together. So front ribs are reaching to the back of the room. Southern tips of your scapulas are reaching towards the front of the room. And you're striking a balance between the two. And again, it's going to start creating an opening inside the heart. Inside, behind our heart. And exhale the arms down. Good work. Good work, good work. Continuing that toning. And now we're just gonna focus on the armpit chest. So this area is really where our self-worth resides. It's also where in Eastern philosophy, depression resides. And so let's open up this area, bring some circulation, some breath, some light into this area. It's like you're shining a flashlight right here. Open it up. Breathe deep into this area. See if you can find expansion here, growth here, strength here, opening, broadening, widening. And our chest is like a big barrel. So see if you can fill this chest to its max capacity. So slowly on that inhalation, breathing through your nose. Fill this upper chest area. And pause at the top of your breath. And even when you exhale, I want you to keep that expansion that you gained in their chest. So like a big barrel, whether there's water in it or air in it, it keeps its expansion. And I want to keep that with our lungs, whether we have air in it or not. So try again. Keep that heart open, that chest open. It's really an opening to life, an opening to our true selves, an opening to our authentic selves. I was listening to Gabor Mate. He's an amazing teacher. And he was sharing that the biggest trauma that happens is a disconnection to ourselves, right? And so a reconnection to ourselves, to me, feels like the deepest healing. So inhale, broaden, open, and let's fill the rib cage again. So on that inhalation, expand into your upper chest, into your rib cage. Fill it with as much breath, as much life as you can. And then pause. Keep that expansion even as you exhale. Beautiful. Go back to normal breathing. We'll do another couple rounds. And all the while, we're working on that lengthening of the spine, which is actually going to tone that right side and that left side, which also starts to bring us into our center. Okay, so ready on the inhale, smooth, slow inhalation through your nose. Keep expanding, keep finding more space. And when you get to the top of your inhale, your barrel is full, pause. And keep that expansion even as the air releases from your nose. And normal breathing. And sometimes we can feel a little bit of strain on the breath, trying to get that expansion. So just coming back to that normal breathing. But I want us to keep this expansion throughout the class. So tap this awareness in into your body so that you can call upon it throughout class, throughout the day, throughout the years. Good. And just open, broad, and wide across that chest even more. Heart lifting. And exhale, soften. Okay, so maybe maybe you got to deepen in your pose, relax in your pose. I know that one took me deep in my pelvis. So take those hands, grab those knees, keep your groin soft, your pelvis soft. Bring your legs together with your hands. Yeah. Legs straight. So now we're gonna flush the legs out. So we just had this pooling of blood flow, of circulation. Now we flush it. So it's like irrigating the legs. And go ahead and see if you're starting to get more red, more circulation in your feet. And then we can scoot off of our bolster, off of our blankets onto the floor. But that bolster is still supporting me to help me be upright. And then go ahead and spread all 10 toes wide. So look at your 2 big toes. And see if you can get those 2 big toes touching. Can we get them straight up and down? And can we spread all 10 toes wide? And you might notice as you start to spread the toes wide, different muscles in your shin and your calf and your legs start to activate. So press through the mounds of your big toes. Spread your 10 toes wide. Reach through your inner heels. And imagine that you're extending through your toe tips, like your toes are growing. There's an activation there. And then begin to draw the front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh, or the front of the thigh towards the floor. So drawing that thigh straight down. Good. There still is a softening in the belly, even though there's just strength in the legs. And reach through those inner heels. And see if you can start to tone and activate your entire legs. So toes are spreading wide, which activates your arches, it activates your ankles, your lower legs, your knees. And then engage your knee, the front of the knee to the back of the knee. Good. So the knees are pressing on the floor. And then the thighs engage the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. The thighs are pressing into the floor. And then your inner groin is reaching down towards the floor. And that starts to tone and activate our outer hips. So inner groin reaching towards the floor, pressing through those toe tips, extending through those toe tips. Outer edges of your hips are rolling towards your inner groin. So they're just spreading on your sit bones. Good. And then just see if you can get that 90-degree angle with your legs and your chest. Spine nice and strong, nice and long. And keep spreading those sit bones wide. Rolling on the inside edge and the front edge of your sit bones. And you might start to feel that toning all through the pelvis, all through the spine, all through the legs. So just keep drawing your legs as if they were busting through the floor, breaking through the floor. And the legs are getting longer, reaching away from your belly. And then your spine is getting longer, reaching up towards the ceiling. So you're getting that toning through that extension. Good. Couple more deep breaths here. We're working through this pelvis even more, and through the spine and through the legs. Inhale to the top of your breath. Pause. Exhale, keep that opening, that extension, that broadening of your chest. Normal breathing. Okay, good. So that warmed our hips up, our pelvis up for the next one. So we are just gonna take one leg straight, and then the right leg we're gonna scoop up, and we're gonna put that ankle just above the knee. Uh-huh. Okay. And let me know if we can get that ankle just above the knee, and let me know if anybody that is not happening for. Okay, so that ankle is kind of a weight on right above the knee. And it's actually teaching that front femur to go down into the floor. And that's how much that front femur needs to go down. So we're still going to activate our left leg. Spread your left toes wide. Press through that mound of your big toe. Press through your inner heel. Press through the outer edge of your foot. Now we're getting that leg, that leg activation. And then we want to engage the muscle to the bone. So your kneecap is actually lifting up towards your thigh, up towards your hip. And you're getting that by pressing that left leg into the floor. So there's actually a lot of toning that can happen throughout the whole body and the entire nervous system just by working on that left leg. So try and bust through the floor with that left thigh. Keep your left heel on the floor. It's as though you're trying to break through that surface of the floor with your thigh. And our heart is still lifted. Our side waist is growing long. Our chest is square with the front of the room. And see if you can continue to lift that heart upwards and forwards, that sternum lifting upwards and forwards. And we are still rolling onto the front of our sit bones, which definitely intensifies the pose. So we want to work full body here. Press through the mounds of your big toes. Press through your inner heels. Draw that left leg down to the ground, as if you're going to bust through the ground. Roll onto the front sit bones. Lengthen your side waist nice and long. Lift that heart upwards and forwards. And soften the face, soften the throat. And keep extending out the top center of your head. Spine is long, spine is engaged. Good, exhale, soften. We're gonna use our hands to release that leg. And our hands to bring the next leg up, the next side up. Okay, let's see how this side goes. It might be a little bit different. Spread those sit bones. And if it feels like too much pressure with your ankle onto your femur, you can always put a blanket underneath. Okay, so that ankle is teaching us how to get our femur bone down towards the floor. And that can be a little bit intense. And then press through the mounds of your big toes. Extend through your toe tips. Reach through your inner heel on both feet. Lengthen the Achilles by reaching through your heels. And then start to engage that right leg. So the right leg is reaching towards the floor as if it's trying to break through the floor. That means we're toning all the muscles. And that outer edge of your right hip is rolling in towards your right groin. And see if you can find that activation where the right hip is moving in towards the center. Yep. So right hip moving in towards the center line. And continue to draw that right leg up towards the floor, keeping the heel on the ground, reaching that femur through the ground. Good. And now see if you can center out the pelvis as much as possible. Square the chest, lift the heart, And that right kneecap is still engaged, so it's like the kneecap is lifting up towards the pelvis, towards the hips. And again, you find that by bringing the muscle to the bone and engaging that bone towards the floor. And face is soft, spine is strong, electric. Good. And the pelvis is starting to rearrange. There's so many attachments in there. Few more breaths. See if you can really extend through those toe tips. And engage that right hip to the center line. And see if you can just really activate your feet in these next 30 seconds. So reach through your inner heel, extend through your toe tips, press through the mounds of your big toes. And enlivening and activating those feet. It's gonna work all the way up through your ankles, knees, hips. Good. And exhale, come on out. Use your hands to come out. Release that leg. Feel any difference in the nervous system, the pelvis. Deep dive in that pelvis. And then slowly make your way to standing. Beautiful. And make your way towards grabbing a chair. Right, so we're gonna use this chair for support. So square that chair up with the front of the room. And then your hands are gonna go on the chair for support. I have my fingers pointing outwards. And then we're gonna start to widen our stance. So you will get more out of this if you're on a non-slippery surface. And then just going as wide as your legs will allow you, again, without slipping. And go ahead and kick the heels out. So the toes are facing towards each other, inwards. And we're gonna work on the spine and the pelvis through the pressure of our hands and the pressure of our feet. So get that equal pressure in your hands, pressing through the chair with your right hand, your left hand. And notice that the more pressure that you have in that chair, that you're extending, reaching through the chair, that it's going to start working in that thoracic spine, working in the scapulas. So we're still getting that heart opening. So draw that southern tip of your scapula down towards your pelvis and down towards the floor. And you can find it through the pressure of your hands. And then we want to get that pressure on the equal pressure on the outside edges of our feet. So keep that equal pressure in your hands, keep reaching the southern tips of your scapulas down towards the floor, heart opening. You're finding that external rotation of your shoulders, of your arms. Neck is long, finding length there. And you might start to feel your internal core building here as well. So the outer edges of your hips are rolling towards your inner groins. Inner groins are rolling towards the backs of the thighs. Backs of the thighs are spreading wide, sit bones spreading wide. Really important for getting into the sciatica. And then the outer edges of the hips are rolling towards the front of the thigh. Front of the thigh is rolling towards the inner groin. Inner groin is rolling towards the backs of the thighs. Backs of the thighs are rolling towards the outer hips. So you're getting that consistent internal coiling. And as your sit bones spread wide, you can find that through the equal pressure of your feet. And hopefully you're getting some really nice toning in through the low back and through the pelvis. And then you can take that toning and lengthen through your upper spine. Yeah. So low back is strengthening, upper spine is lengthening. Good. And again, equal pressure of those hands, equal pressure of those feet. Press into the outside edges of those feet. And draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And those sit bones begin to lift up towards the ceiling. So front of the thigh is engaging to the back of the thigh, engaging that muscle to the bone. And your sit bones are lifting up towards the ceiling. Now take that length throughout your whole spine, lengthen the spine. Find that external rotation of your arms, open the heart. Reach out the top of the head. And you have that strong activation throughout your pelvis, throughout your body, throughout the pressure of your feet. And you're lengthening, bringing it through the whole body. Good, and then exhale, slowly walk those feet together. Coming up to standing. There's actually a big dissection. So bring those feet hips width apart. And then just standing in our Tadasana, our mountain pose, the palms can face forward. But just go ahead and see if you feel that strength, that center from all the work you've done so far. And engage the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Those legs are actually lengthening. Feel your legs reaching through the floor. Feel your glute muscles drawing down towards your heels. Feel your heart lifting and an opening across your front pelvis, a lengthening. And those side waists, you're growing longer. Go ahead and draw your front rib cage to the back of the room. Draw your front of your thighs to the back of the room. Draw your sacrum to the front of the room. Thighs back, sacrum forward, ribs back. Smooth, soft breathing, the face is relaxed, even though there's a strong engagement of the spine. That heart is open. You can keep getting an external rotation of your arms to open that heart. Keep moving the front of the thighs to the back of the room. You can let your weight be in your heels. And then open the backs of the thighs. Open the backs of the thighs. that area of the body is our like control center. Sometimes we try and control the world through this gripping in the back. So open the backs of the thighs. And it actually releases the nervous system at a really deep level, releases the brain. Good. Draw your tailbone down, straight down towards the floor, lengthening, shoulders softening, relaxing. Draw the tops of the shoulders down your back towards your heels. And yet that front chest is lifting, it's filling up like a balloon. And reach out the top center of your head. Good. Okay, so arms forward. Palms can be facing up towards the ceiling. Yep. Yeah, roll the palms up. Arms reaching straight forward. So we're still engaging the front of the thigh to the back of the room. And now we're engaging the muscle to the bone in your arms, especially that upper arm. Engage the muscle to the bone. Reach through your fingertips. Sacrum is reaching towards the front of the room. Thighs are reaching towards the back of the room. Again, releasing that control center, opening up the backs of the thighs. Imagine that your two legs are growing, reaching through the floor. Feel that lengthening, that opening through your whole body. Inhale, reach those arms up above your head. Yep, arms up above the head. So try and get your arms up behind your ears. Reaching those fingertips up towards the ceiling. And same thing, we have our tailbone reaching down, lengthening the spine. We're releasing that control center, we're opening the backs of the thighs, which is going to start entwining all through our spine and our pelvis. Get that equal weight on your right foot, your left foot, and keep trying to draw those arms up behind your ears as much as possible. Trying to get any bend out of the elbows as much as possible. And exhale those arms down. Good work. Keep that heart lifted, that heart opening. It's like your heart is on a string. So that center heart is lifting upwards and forwards on a string, on a hook. Keep it lifting. Keep it opening. Yes, beautiful. So that's an opening and a broadening that really does take a significant amount of work. And again, front of the thighs to the back of the room, open the backs of the thighs. Release the shoulders down and back. Good. And if your chair is still available, go ahead and step towards it. This time your feet are just directly under your hips. And wrists under your shoulders. Good. All right, so we're still going to work on opening the backs of the thighs. So spreading the sit bones wide. And draw the front of the thigh to the back of the room. And you'll notice how much length you get in your spine when that left thigh draws to the back of the room. You're going to find more length in that left side of your spine. When that right thigh draws to the back of the room, you're going to find more length in the right side of your spine. So draw the front of your thighs to the back of the room, muscle engaging towards the bone. So engaging those quads, sit bones lifting and spreading. And your face can be looking straight down, parallel at the floor. This is a subtle adjustment, but it's a really deep adjustment in the brain. So feel the distance between your right eye and the chair, and the distance between your left eye and the chair. And most of us, one side of our face is slightly more forward than the other. So for me, my right eye is closer to the chair than my left eye. So tune in, play with it, see what you notice, see what you feel. And if I just slightly turn my head so that left eye is closer to the chair, it adjusts all the muscles of my neck. It actually adjusts deep into the brain. So just play with it. It is subtle. But what do you notice? We all have a common tendency. And it could be a millimeter adjustment, or it could be a larger adjustment. But go ahead and bring the eye that is normally further away from the chair closer towards the chair. And then just stay with that adjustment because it's going to start working through your neck, through your shoulders, through your spine, and also through the brain. Good. Exhale, come on up. We can set that chair to the side. Okay, so we're just gonna do a couple minutes of balancing. So you can always hold on to a wall. I recommend that. But we just wanna bring, and again, you can either put that right foot on the ankle and have that balance that way, or you can draw that right foot all the way up to the pelvis, and you can hold on to a desk, a chair, a wall. Good. I just want to work on getting some of those fast twitch muscles going in our ankles. Yeah, that core activating. Because you've done all the prep work. So the heart is still lifting, the shoulders are still rolling down the back. Front of the thigh is still reaching to the back of the room. Good. And we're actually lengthening. So I'm on my left leg, so I'm lengthening the left side of my spine. Draw that left side of the spine towards the glutes, towards the heel, towards the floor. And then we're toning that left hip. Good. Couple more breaths here. See if you can engage the left hip in towards the pelvis. And exhale, come on down. Other side. So now we're going to bring that left foot either to the ankle or all the way up to the groin. Now that right hip is reaching upwards and inwards. Yep, keep drawing that right hip inwards. Front of the thigh is reaching towards the back of the room. And your groins are still releasing. Release that left groin towards the floor. And keep that sternum lifting upwards and forwards, heart opening, shoulders rolling down the back. And engage the front of the thigh to the back of the rib. Draw both of your hips towards your center line. Both hips moving towards the center line. And keep that heart opening, heart lifting, shoulders rolling back. Tailbone releasing towards the floor. Good. And exhale, come on out. All right, we got our balancing in. Good job. Great work, ladies. Let's come to seated and share some of your reflections. Now there were some hard moments in there too. So yeah, I'd love to hear some takeaways and reflections. But first let's close this just by bringing our hands together towards our heart, those elbows weighted, spine long. And you can close your eyes if you want to. But thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for doing the work. Thanks for showing up for each other. And may you carry this through your whole day. Beautiful. Great work. You feeling that in your hips?
Wow, that was amazing, Coach. It was just amazing. And the exercise where we had to bring up the one leg above the knee, that one, the one that I'm bringing up was always, had a lot of tension and it felt really uncomfortable until I started working on the one that was straight, like grounding the one that going through the exercise you told us to do, the one that's straight. Then I could feel the balance of the nervous system happening once I did that. So that was huge. And then the one with the eye, oh my goodness, that was like a breakthrough for me. The one with because before you even said one eye is like closer to the chair, I could already feel my right eye, and it didn't seem like it was slight. I felt like Hashimoto, like like I didn't feel like it was a slight. I felt really deformed. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, like how is that? And then when to adjust it, like it was just huge because I can picture the anatomy of the eye and the chasm that happens in the brain. I could picture all of that. So I was like, it was like I couldn't believe it. It was just like amazing. I feel like I do that. I feel like I need to do that more often because it was so like for me, it's not just a slight difference. And I feel that would give my brain more balance if I keep doing that exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. And I thought the same thing, Drea.
profound,
Yeah. Yeah.
profound. It's profound.
Yeah.
That's an amazing breakthrough. That one, like, woo!
Yeah, because my difference was not slight. I mean, and it was my right eye was definitely closer, but yeah, and then it was like, whoa, wow, I would, yeah.
And you can start to feel
I was like a kid in a science class.
yeah. It's actually profound. Yeah. I love that. I love that. And you can practice that throughout the day with the wall in front of you, just like that subtle shift. You can do it throughout the day. Yeah. That one's huge. Nice job. Way to go.
Yeah.
And
You all explained it wonderfully well. You truly, truly did. And also when we were down on the floor, I just did not realize how much work I was really doing until you said slowly make your way up. And then I was like, oh, that's why she's saying this, because my cells are really percolating, and I was really grounded, and I didn't even realize just how much work I was doing until you said slowly make your way up. Had I tried to get up fast, that would not have been good. So thank you for that awareness. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I just appreciate this group so much. It really helped me when I went to North Carolina to my cousin's homegoing service, because, you know, there was a lot of sitting, a lot of chatting and all that. And so I just rolled on the floor and started doing my Iyengar alignment yoga. Just subtly doing
Yes.
it.
I love that.
So that helped me a lot. So thank you for the practice. I do appreciate it.
Way to be, way to bring it into your life. I love it.
I wish you were there so you could have taught all of my
That would have been so fun.
relatives.
That would be so fun. We'll do
They
it
can-
all in person one of these days.
Nice.
Mhm.
Well, I know I'm packing this with me for
Oh,
next
yeah.
Friday morning. Yeah.
Oh,
Yay! That's excellent.
good for you. Good for you.
Got my mat and my weights, and I'll see how many, you know, I can get into some classes next week. But yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
You know, because I although I wasn't, you know, I didn't have the physical stress from doing a lot of workouts this week.
Mhm.
I was just carrying the tension from all the stress, and I can definitely feel a difference. So thank you.
Good. Yeah. Keep filling yourself up.
Mm.
Can you imagine if everyone in the world did this? Wow.
I know.
would be
I think
so
we would.
much
I
better.
think people would be kinder to one another.
Yes.
I really do.
I think so too. I
I would.
really do. Wow.
Mm,
And show up for each other. Mhm.
right. Mm-hmm.
Amen.
So Coach, good morning, everyone. I am so excited because I have exercised every day this week.
Congratulations.
Very good.
It was one of the goals or intention that I made on Sunday, that every day I'm going to show up no matter what. Even if I came in a little bit late, and you know, I did the live sessions and one replay because the live wasn't available, but I'm just so proud of myself that every day I showed up, and I'm hoping to continue that into the upcoming week. And I really see what Karen and the rest have been saying, like when you work out, you look forward to Friday. When you really, like really you look forward to Friday, because
Yes.
you know, the kinks and the pain, I'm like, okay, Friday, it'll all be good because you know, Coach Rita is going to work it out. She'll stretch
Make us
it out.
better.
And I really feel so
Yeah.
much better.
TGIF.
Thank you for this space, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Glad
Now, I don't know if this is my nature, but this morning I'm a little, I wouldn't say I'm a worrywart, but I always think about the future. So I'm just like, okay, what is going to happen to our Friday when you go on maternity leave? I'm already in that mind space.
Wow.
Like I'm already there. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope there is some type of, you know, something with this similar engagement on Fridays.
We have replays anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
But you miss the community part of it on the
Right.
replay.
Yeah.
Although, you know,
Exactly.
you can see the people, you know.
Right.
Maybe we can do a replay together somehow on Zoom or something,
I
because
don't know, yeah.
That's a
instead of
great
just
idea.
actually being by ourselves. Look at us, Coach Rita. We're figuring out what's going to happen for you.
I love
I
that.
like that, Karen. I like that, Karen.
That's a great idea. Yeah, that is an option. You could do a replay together on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. It's been so fun practicing together. I just always look forward to this. So thank
And
you.
I love how you still have balance in spite of the weight in front of you. You know, you're an inspiration.
Yeah.
You are. Yes, you are. Does the baby start, talking to you more so than
Yeah.
others, depending on the moves that you're doing?
Yeah, the baby
poses?
loves it, and like a lot of the chair pelvic work, the baby was like, oh yeah, reposition, finding making space. I was like, okay.
Love
So
that.
Uh,
He or she'll be able to teach the class right off the bat when they come
that's
out.
it.
totally. I was learning, yeah, I'm just constantly learning, but it's neat what this work does to our nervous system and then how that impacts the baby. So it is cool.
That baby will be crawling at 2 months.
I know, right?
Oh, Lord. Oh, funny. I love it. Yay. Well, thanks for being here, and I hope everyone
Well,
has,
thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
and we'll keep going. We'll keep going, and we'll figure out
Amen to that.
solutions when I'm on leave.
Uh,
Awesome.
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, lady.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Drea. Thanks, Phyllis. Thanks,
Patty.
Coach. Love
you.
ya.
Have a beautiful
Love you
week.
all.
Angel
Andrea,
Sandy,
Karen,
thank you. Sister
Rita,
Phyllis,
Coach
thank you.
Lisa.
I
Sister
appreciate your love
Andrea.
and your prayers and your support.
Yeah.
Really makes a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
always, always.
Yeah.
Safe travels, have fun.
Yeah,
All right,
you too.
see you Monday.
See you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
honey. Bye.
Bye, Coach Reed.